6 months of clutch issues, 3 dealers, and nobody could find anything wrong. So I called Sam at Mojave Dirtbike Repair, we tore the whole thing apart, and here's what we found. So today I'm out in Sam's garage. We're doing a lot of bike work. Say hi, Sam. We're doing quite a bit of bike work to the Beta today. We've been having some clutch issues, and it got progressively worse throughout the time in Moab. So this has been a problem for about 6 months now. I've had a few different dealers look over my clutch in the last couple of months, and none of them have really been able to find anything. The clutch plates look fine, the friction plates look fine, everything's in spec, nothing's warped. So this sound that's coming from the engine combined with a very on-off friction zone in the clutch is really causing some issues as I try and get more and more technical, and especially now that I'm working on my wheelies. It's just so tricky, it's so touchy. It's like you try and drive forward and it's such a lurch every time instead of just like a, you can't even feel, it's just so. So I reached out to Rekluse, and Rekluse was kind enough to send me a couple of clutch packs to test along with the whole new clutch hub. A cool feature about the new Rekluse clutch hubs is that they already come pre-drilled so that more oil can get to the clutch plates. A common theme that was brought to me when I had my clutch troubles is that I may want to consider drilling my clutch basket. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to just go taking a drill to the inside of my motor. So knowing that this was pre-drilled was a huge bonus for me. I've got a brand new Apex Clutch. They haven't come out with the final letters on the name, so I'll make sure to put it up on the top here. Their torque drive clutch plates are pretty different compared to these Apex clutch plates. I think these clutch springs might be the nicest part on my bike, Sam.
It's 10% more skill at least.
It's time to give these babies a bath. Rest. Shh, it'll all be over soon. Like a glove.
It's pretty far off, so.
Proper orientation of the drive plates is critical for optimal clutch.
This is boring.
In all seriousness though, read the installation guide because there's a lot of super important information in here. Yeah, and stay down. Oh no. Men at work.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you need me around. You're done. Let's do it. I can't believe how sticky all of these are. I really want to stay stuck together. Maybe you smoked these, but they don't look that terrible. I mean, maybe smarter people than us will tell us.
These plates looked fine to us, but if you're a keyboard clutch expert, drop in the comments if you see anything fishy. Nice work.
Let's check it out.
I reckon that would be the bearing in question.
They look pretty gosh darn good.
It doesn't look burnt or anything weird, huh? Nothing's broken or falling apart.
I don't think you need a whole jar of lube for that. Gosh, that just seemed easy, huh?
Too easy.
The install was the easy part. Coming up, I ride both setups back to back, and the difference was not what I expected. That seemed fairly easy as an install.
Yeah, if you have an impact wrench.
How would you rate it in all of the other workings that you've done to other folks' bike? Because Sam runs his own shop called Mojave Dirtbike Repair. So if you're in SoCal, make sure to hit Sam up. But how would you rate this install?
It's easy. It's like any other. It's like a OEM clutch basket.
Do you think anybody could do it?
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, kind of. If you do your own bike work, yeah.
Make sure to install them the right way.
Okay, and how does it go?
It's gonna look like the sharks are swimming around the clock. So when you pull your clutch in, the clutch hub will spin, which is connected to all the steel plates. But then when you release the clutch or there's pressure on the clutch, it pushes the plates against the friction plates, which are connected to your clutch basket. And that's what will then turn the entire unit.
Exactly.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. Fun to look at.
By the way, are you running a cable clutch or a hydraulic clutch? Drop it in the comments below because the clutch system that I'm going to recommend is actually different for the different clutch systems.
And that can be problematic for somebody who's never done it before.
What's that, threading bolts through springs?
Yeah, because you got to compress the spring a little bit, but you can't
cross thread anything.
While we were installing the clutch, Sam gave me an interesting tip about how the oil levels in the motor can affect how your clutch operates, so I thought I would include it in here because I think it's worth knowing. Oil gets left over in the engine when you do an oil change, so you don't put the full capacity in there. You got to account for what's still in the motor.
And we don't, when we do it, we don't use the oil fill level bolt ever anymore. So by the time that cold oil that you put in there gets up to here, your maximum capacity or too much really. And it affects the way your clutch works too a little bit. So if you run a little bit less oil, change it more often, you can have a little bit lighter clutch feel. But if you're riding really hard, really long days, you probably want to do as much oil as you can handle, you know, like 720 or something like that.
Wheelie!
How's you feel, boss?
I think you're gonna like it. It's definitely harder to pull in than the other setup, but it seems to work really good.
It's like right here now instead of...
I know it's right up against the lever or the bar.
Yeah, we'll have to adjust that. It's definitely tighter. Clutch pull's definitely harder. Okay, real talk after riding both setups. So I started with the Apex FC plates, and honestly, it felt more like a cable clutch than anything. It was a little firmer in the lever, and it was very aggressive off the bottom, which some people really like. And I had dropped the springs as light as they could go for the Apex plates, which is just the 6 red springs, and it was still just a bit too stiff for the kind of riding that we do where we're grinding on the clutch all day. So I swapped over to the torque drive and the Apex plates, and I set it to the second lightest setting that you can get, which is the 3 silver springs and the 3 gold springs, and the difference was insane. I went out to practice wheelies, which I normally cap at about 45 minutes because my arms would just be roasted. And the next thing that I knew, I was out there for 3 hours. And that's something that I got really excited about because when you really think about it, a lighter clutch pull with a broader engagement zone means more control, less fatigue in your arms, and that equates to more reps in your practice session. And more reps just means that you're going to improve even faster over time. Now, for most riders, that just means longer days, harder rides, and way more confidence using the clutch. And the cool thing about that torque drive Apex plates, the thinner ones, is that those thinner plates means that you're stacking more of them inside of your clutch basket. So at the same lever pull, you're gonna get more usable torque or a broader engagement zone if you lighten it like I did. Those thinner plates are also made out of steel, which makes them a lot more heat resistant and more warp resistant, which is great if you're grinding on your clutch all day. It's going to disperse heat a lot better, and you're going to get a lot less of that weird clutch behavior as the motor starts to heat up. Just to clear all of this up though, this is not an auto clutch. I'm running the Rekluse manual clutch. Auto clutches have their place, but for the kind of riding that I like to do, I like to maintain absolute control over the clutch and power delivery. And honestly, clutch control matters even more with an auto clutch, but that's a whole other topic. So, would I recommend the Rekluse clutch? Yes, 100%. If you've had weird clutch issues like I've had, just get the hub with the pre-drilled holes for better oil flow. Just save yourself the headache. It's just one less thing to worry about. And for the plates, if you're a cable clutch user, the Apex FC plates are great, especially if you're looking for a budget option that you can just drop into your stock clutch basket. Those Apex FC plates will definitely get the job done for you. However, if you're running a hydraulic clutch like a Beta or a KTM umbrella bike, you're really going to want to spring for the torque drive Apex original setup. Just trust me on this one, it makes a difference. And a quick side note, I am running a 9mm Brembo master cylinder on the handlebar, which does significantly impact the lever feel and the engagement zone within your clutch as well. And it's frankly the #1 upgrade that I'll do on any bike. It's the first thing that I spring for, so I highly recommend getting yourself a 9mm master cylinder if you can afford it. I've got the links to everything down below in the description if you want to check anything out. And let me know, should I do more parts reviews like this? Drop in the comments down below if there's something that you want to see reviewed. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. P.S. If you want to develop better clutch control, head over to my practice loop. It's an online platform with lots of video libraries dedicated to drills and skills and advanced maneuvers like double blips and jap zaps, and even wheelies. There's tons of discounts and free resources for you to take advantage of, and you can also submit videos from your riding for online coaching and review. So head over to the practice loop and get signed up today. I'll put it in the description below.